All right, recording. We're going. My name is Mahad Mousse from Bulletin Music. Currently, I'm conducting an interview with the Atlanta punk band Seagulls. I'm recording this portion right now here to have permission to air any material here from the recording or to transcribe it in the future through Bulletin Music. Asking now for verbal permission.
Yes.
Sure.
Yes.
I'm going to record your recording. Just to make sure it's an accurate recording and there's no tomfoolery going.
We are good to go. Let's get cracking, captains. We'll start with the first question right off the bat here. How'd you guys all like initially meet to form Seagulls?
Craigslist.
Well, yeah.
I put up a Craigslist ad asking for people to not suck and that wanted to play like mid-tempo pop punk music. Billy here responded to it. Billy had previously met Dom through Craigslist.
So Steve is jumping to the front of the line in the fucking lineage of Seagulls, as usual.
I'm just saying, actually, you were going to go to law school.
Actually, and probably a year before we all got together, you know, we had two drummers prior to Scott. He had hit me up about playing, and I guess it was an email that I missed, a Craigslist response.
I sent you the wrong fucking MP3s on that.
And I never responded.
No, I was actually about to. I was trying to set everything up to move to Boston, and I mean, I stalked Craigslist like every day for a long time then. And Steve finally emailed me back, and I was like, oh, I'll give it a shot, see what happens, and yeah, I'm still here.
Yep. That was like 2 weeks before we went on tour, and he was so on point that first practice that we had Nick Fit from Car Bomb already set up like to play drums for us during that tour, and he came in and just nailed it right off the bat, and went on tour with us like 2 weeks later.
Okay, Christian here. What drew you all like initially to the punk scene in Atlanta?
I went to Fest for the first time and had such a great time and enjoyed the music that I came back wanting to start a punk band, essentially.
I played in punk bands in Chicago as a high schooler and stuff, and then I moved to Alabama and didn't have any punk bands to play in until my last couple minutes of being in last couple months of being in Alabama. I was like, this is a lot of fun. So the first thing I did in Atlanta was put up a Craigslist ad saying, let's start a goddamn band.
Actually, it's an interesting question here. I would like to hear y'all's thoughts and opinions on like the Atlanta punk scene.
It's all over the place, man. We have stuff like our little melodic punk scene where we all sit around and nod heads. But there's some other cool dudes in like Rotten Stitches and Forsaken Prophets that those dudes just like tear down and throw down, and they're the punk kids.
I have caught Forsaken Prophets.
Yeah, and then there's like the 77 kids that I think populate Starbar and like the garage punkish bands like Biters and all that. That like they put on a fun show too, but in an entirely different way, and so there's just everything in Atlanta.
It's very scattered.
Yeah, we're not all quite united, but you know we're all friends-ish.
Yeah, I mean,
we're all in really good terms, but we don't.
Well, I mean, everybody seems to always kind of help each other out for the most part. I mean, not everybody's always going to be on the same style show or anything, whatnot. But I haven't been in it as long as these guys have. But I mean, for the most part, the Atlanta punk scene's pretty accepting. I mean, it's. If you want to play, it's like, hell yeah, let's throw you on a show, see what you got.
You know, I have to ask about the name. Like, where did the name come from?
It came from a book called Jonathan Livingston Seagull, and it was a book that I read when I was a teenager. It had a huge impact on me. In fact, my first tattoo when I was a teenager is that seagull there, and I just pushed for it until they finally relented and let me name the Seagulls. Yeah,
we were like when we were fucking around, we kept trying to come up with shit, and it was like mostly like Big Lebowski references that were just terrible as band names, and then Seagulls was always lying around, and just came back to that.
Yeah, it's easy to spell, it's easy to remember, it's mostly non-offensive.
Apparently not for North Carolina.
Wait, what? I'm curious. I want to hear. Is this a story you can share? Or?
No, it's just like there's bands called Seagulls everywhere.
Yeah.
Other people have the same brilliant idea as Billy. But so if you go on Spotify and search for us, there's at least one other Seagulls that's pretty popular. They're like an indie band from Philly. And then there's like the Seagulls, and there's a band called Seagulls in North Carolina and Durham, where we just played the other week that involved members of other bands that we played.
Also, a band, they're kind of on the come up right now, Flock of Seagulls.
I didn't want to bring up the flock of seagulls question, but you forced
It's not the
my
most
hand.
original of names, but still, you won't forget it, right?
Yeah.
You know?
I have not forgotten it. Yeah, I'll give you that voice. No, okay. In terms of sound, this is a fun question. Like, how would you guys describe your sound with a follow-up? What do you hope people like gain? Like, what do you think hope people take away from you when you perform?
Ooh. Sound would be loud, but defined. We all we get pretty anal about making sure all our shit kind of like fits together and where it sounds.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're all fans of like the Gainesville, Florida, No Idea punk thing that was real big in the late 90s, early 2000s, and yeah, I guess we just naturally gravitated towards that. Yeah, I don't, that's all I got. That's all I got.
It's like a timbo pop punk. We want to get real specific. We're like an Iron Sheik, Banner Pilot ripoff band.
Yeah.
I feel it. No, in terms of recently, as of last year, you guys recently like put out a split there with Car Bomb. Like, what was it like to work with those guys?
Terrible. Terrible humans.
Well, the story for that split was we were on tour with Car Bomb. It was the first, lengthy tour we did. And with Scott, that was the first one with Scott. And we ended up getting boned big time by the booking agency we hired to tour. But one show we did play was in Richmond, Virginia, and we met Adam Gecking of Say 10 Records. And that's what kind of
set up to meet Car Bomb or something.
He already knew Car Bomb, but we ended up playing that show, and Adam ended up liking us, and they were going to do a split with Car Bomb, and we're trying to find another band, and he eventually settled on us, and we were super pumped because we always wanted our records on vinyl, and he fucking knocked it out of the park for us. He's a champion.
Do you guys see like any future collaborations with other bands in the future? Anybody you'd like to work with in the future?
I mean, I think we're open to just about anything if it fits. But I think
the next step is a full length. I think that's our.
I haven't put out working on it personally since 2001, so I really want to get it off my checklist. And it's just like one of those hills you have to climb and get over, and then we'll do whatever we want after that. But no, there's a lot of it. Like, we have all these out-of-town friends like you, Vandal, and then people all around like Charlotte. There's dollar signs, and around there is Wolves and Wolves and Wolves and Wolves and Wolves. And
that's a real band name.
Oh yeah. We just have like people in every town that we love so much, and it'd be cool to like do that type of stuff with. May not always be possible. Oh yeah, that's part of the fun.
I'm curious about the line when you don't have like an official full length. Like last time I think I went to your guys' show. Actually, it was forever ago. Like it was like an early show I went to. But I was actually given a CD that had like up to like I think I want to say like
9 songs.
Yeah.
Those are our first 2 EPs.
Yeah, 2 EPs combined.
I see.
And if you got lucky, you actually got a couple extra songs on it.
There were some bonus tracks on it. Yes.
Yes, you were lucky.
I was.
You're welcome.
Congratulations.
But you don't have an official full length out yet.
Nope.
No.
It's in progress.
It's a selfish desire. We just want to have, like 10 songs that are our own, and either get it pressed on. It just needs to be out there. 10 good songs we're all proud of. We've all fully demoed and things like that.
So it actually leads to the follow-up question. Like in the songwriting process, what comes first? Is it the melody or the lyrics?
The melody, definitely. I mean, we start off with riffs. And we just bring it all to the table at practice and piece it together. Throw in a verse, a bridge, what we call transitional parts.
Part A's and B's.
There's like a whiteboard on the side of the room. We'll try and write down as we go. And keep track. It evolves over time.
Yeah.
And after the music's down, Steve takes an inordinate amount of time to come up with lyrics that we screen for racial slurs and other insulting things. And assuming that clears, which is not an assumption to make.
Pass.
Don't find off the bat.
Yeah. Sorry, you guys waiting for me to come piss.
Yeah. So this is Saps. He's our roadie. He holds our dicks on the beat.
I did.
Twice in the bathroom.
All right.
Don't worry, friend. You'll be edited away from this. I promise.
It's all right. It's cool. Saps is about it.
I need a good talk through while I'm peeing.
Now, I would like to say, in terms of songwriting, what is the song collectively you all would say you are the most proud of?
I like that new one.
Yeah, there's...
foot.
You talking about?
You're talking foot?
That's
You're
the one
talking Dear
that's
John
really-
letters?
Dear John?
Yeah, but the foot's out. People can hear that song.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Foot Me Mouth's pretty good. That's about, you know, us just being dumb and like, this is, we're
mean,
all,
no,
well, the three of us are over 30 years old. This one's like 18.
All right, come on.
Yeah, so we've been doing this for a while, but we're still terrible at it. And so we just like do all this shit that, you know, would be a mistake an 18-year-old should make, but we're over 30, so we're kind of idiots. And I'll speak for myself, especially, like, I just tend to be like, decision done, and then I just like piss everybody off.
Yeah,
and so basically, Foot Me Mouth is,
We yell at him, and then
you just put your foot in your mouth by saying
overturned.
different shit.
Yeah.
So that's a pretty good song. Basically, every song I write, I aim it to be better than the last lyrically.
Would you say you're the primary songwriter of the band, or is it more of like collective, like everybody kind of contributes?
I write the lyrics,
Yeah.
but the riffs and all that. I mean, you know,
I write everything.
Yeah.
Every single note.
We're playing 3 or 4 chord punk songs.
It's
as creative as anyone can
You got me.
It's definitely a collective effort, and you know, I mean, fuck Steve. Fuck
Yeah,
he
fair
doesn't do a
enough.
goddamn
Fuck
thing.
Steve, fair
Yeah.
Really?
get. I speak and the foot meets the mouth.
By the way, check out the new song.
Well, what when performing, and this is a trend with you performing live, you've dug into some interesting covers, for lack of a better word. I've heard a cover of "Use Your Love Tonight" along with "Jumper." Now, what made you want to like use those songs as covers? Because they were amazing live.
Your Love Tonight was all Billy. That was he.
I love 80s music, dude. And
Well-
I felt like that one would be an easy one to,
When we met, you had that partially recorded, right? Or maybe fully recorded with just the instruments, right? I feel like that was the thing. He had like a Seagulls band camp before there was a Seagulls band.
yeah.
That had his instrumental versions of these songs.
Shut.
So that's where Your Love came from. And then Jumper came from, I think we were trying to do Graduate, if I remember right, but somehow it
I remember
devolved
that.
into Jumper. We
Yeah.
were all sitting outside and we were talking about
I mean,
it.
I love Graduate. It's a great song, but
I think
We were talking about it for a while.
I suggested Jumper, and that was like the one that everybody
because we were
didn't
going
hate
back and forth between
immediately.
that.
Because
What
somehow
was the other?
I remember just going from like do,
Yeah.
or Semi Charm kind of like, that's what I
Yeah, we were thinking about doing that for a while.
I
and
like
we just kinda-
"Graduate." That's
Oh
actually
yeah,
a
it's a
great
great
song.
song.
It's a great song.
I
I remember we
Graduate!
talked about doing Atlantic City by Bruce Springsteen, but
Streets of Philadelphia.
but,
yeah,
Too many lyrics.
it's a lot of words. Yeah, you know.
Too
so.
long. No. I don't know all these cool hip songs.
I'm curious to know, like, will any of these covers end up being featured on, say, future EPs, or?
Well, Jumper's on our split with Car Bomb. Your Love is on.
It's one of the
It's on-
tracks
what are
on
they-
that
It's on
piece.
Royal We. The Royal
Yeah.
We. Okay, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So they've been released. I don't think we have any plans to release any more covers because we can never agree on covers.
Yeah.
We go different places.
Yeah.
That was gonna lead to my follow-up question. If you guys like had any like other songs you'd like to cover in the future, just
I think we all have a few,
We have
but
suggestions, but it doesn't
nothing
make
that we
sense.
can all agree on. Yeah. So when we find that song, we'll definitely.
We
play it
operate
live
in
at
a
least.
place of like tolerance between each other, and if we pull one way or the other too hard, things just unravel real quickly. So
question. And the show tonight's been put on by Jabroni Productions, which I believe is affiliated through you all. If you can like elaborate on like what is Jabroni Productions?
Well, Jabroni Productions, Dave Sherman, who plays in Ganges Phalanges. We talked about doing a festival, Jabroni Fest, and then Steve, Steve's a real go-getter. We brought him in the fold, and then I mean he pretty much turned Jabroni Productions into what it is right now. Initially, it was just an excuse to do an annual festival, but. Yeah, it just kind of naturally evolved into what it is. More and more people kept emailing, wanting someone to set them up a show in town when they were on tour, and here we are.
I hear you. A follow-up question here, Jabroni Fest. If you guys could like elaborate on that, I suppose, and your how many just your role in it, and how many Jabroni Fest has it been now officially?
I guess we just did 4.
fifth is scheduled.
5th is scheduled. I mean
for November 9th through 11th. Don't forget.
I think at this point it's really just an excuse for us to get all of our friends from out of state to Atlanta to hang out with them for a weekend, and let their bands play, and we all just have a good time.
They'll play in good bands too. That's also a requirement. Yeah, it's not just our friends. Like we don't be friends with people in bad bands.
Do you all handle the booking mostly through Jabroni Productions, or someone else take care of that?
Most of the time we go through Jabroni Productions. I mean, when it's one of us like emailing the venue back and forth, we'll just plop it under Jabroni Productions because it gets a couple extra eyes on it. Like, you know, in the world of Facebook, it's all about like the reach of something. So if you have an event that has Jabroni Productions as the host, then all people that like Jabroni Productions, well, some of them will see it. If you add another host and stuff and share it from there, so if you add like Seagulls or Car Bomb as a host, share it from there, that many more people like start to branch out and see it. So the more eyes we can get out, the better. And a lot of people like Jabroni Productions because they like getting on shows.
That I hear. I would like to know that any, say, and feel free to skip this question if you guys don't feel like answering, but I would like to know, like, what are the future plans right now with Seagulls?
Like,
yeah, it's really just kind of
at least I'm not planning on booking any tours until we get this full length like demoed and out the door.
And we're playing Fest in Gainesville this year.
Oh yeah,
which is like a big accomplishment for us. We've been trying to get on for the past few years.
It's just called Fest?
Fest. The Fest. It's in Gainesville, Florida, late October. It's Fest 16 this year.
It's basically 250 other bands that sound like us. And we all play over 3 days between like 7 venues. Yeah.
It's like a beard and PBR mecca.
Is that like Gainesville normally though? Is that like Gainesville on game day?
It's a college.
Gainesville game day is. Man, there were some frat kids and there were some attractive girls wearing nice athletic things.
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say about Gainesville game day. Roll Tide.
Go Gators.
Final question, just an extra bonus. I need to know, just because it's been bothering me. Is it Seagulls or the Seagulls? Is like
just Seagulls. Yeah.
No the.
Excellent. That was much easier to answer. Like, opinion on this? Do you have an opinion?
Seagulls.
Excellent.
Most of the time I stay quiet and hang in the back.